Hi, my name is Vaishnavi.
Hi, my name is Saisha.
Today we're going to be asking Year 7s
What their first impressions of Wycombe High are?
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I think it's really big, but I love finding my way around the school.
What's your first impression of Wycombe High?
Everybody here is very friendly and welcoming.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High School?
I really like the library because it's really big and there's a lot of books.
I think it's just seriously cool in general because everyone is really nice.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
My first impressions are that everyone are really kind and always willing to help.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I love how respectful and helpful everyone is here.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
It's a very friendly place because it's a very big school, and I always try to find my way by asking the students and teachers, by asking them for help.
Wycombe High School is a really nice school. I like the way teachers try to mix classes up and put random people next to each other so they can become friends.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
It's really, really big, but I love the look on the teachers' faces when they realise I'm Daisy's sister, and everybody has been really welcoming.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I like how kind the people are, even if you get lost.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High School?
The school's really big, but everyone's really nice. So if you ever get lost, you can just ask them for help.
The school is really nice and it's really big, so you have to find your way through. But don't worry, there are many people out there to help you.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I really like the variation of subjects here in the school.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I really like how everything is independent here now I'm in a grammar school. What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
All the lessons are really enjoyable and they're very interesting.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
My first impression of Wycombe High is an amazing school where everybody is super friendly and it's such a safe environment because if you ever get lost, there's always someone to help you.
My first impression of Wycombe High is that, as she said, it's really a safe environment and people are really helpful. I also love the fact that there are so many fun clubs that anyone can join.
What are your impressions of Wycombe High?
I love how everyone is so welcoming and friendly.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
All the teachers are really encouraging.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I like how everybody never hesitates to help you and everybody's just super friendly.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High School?
My first impression is all the teachers are really fun and welcoming, and so far I'm really enjoying the classes.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
That there are many extracurricular activities that are enjoyable.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
That there are many fun activities to enjoy. What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
That everyone here is really helpful and kind and all the teachers are really encouraging.
Everyone's so welcoming, and especially Miss Evans was really funny. It's really big, but there's loads of people to help you find your way.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
My first impression is that everyone here is really friendly and everyone's here willing to help point you in the right direction. What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
Everyone is really welcoming and friendly.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
That everyone is really nice, but the school is very big.
I love that there are so many clubs and it's just so fun here.
So what are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I love how all the children here are very welcoming and nice to everyone.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
That it's really big, but I've loved the opportunity to make so many new friends. What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
There are lots of people to make friends with and it's a very kind and friendly environment.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High School?
I'm really liking Wycombe High School as everyone's willing to help you.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
I love that everyone's so friendly and ready to help you. What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
What I like about Wycombe High is that it's a big school, so it gives you a lot to explore.
I'm really liking the range of clubs and stuff like that.
What do you like about Wycombe High?
Well, there's a lot of clubs to enjoy and there are a lot of activities to enjoy as well. I love how everybody's so kind and are always willing to help you.
What are your first impressions of Wycombe High?
Wycombe High was definitely the right place for me, and I feel like I've already grown as a person.